Okay, this video is going to talk about writing polynomial functions. It's a 3.0 objective, and it's questions 10, 11, and 12 on your review. So question 10 asks you to write a polynomial function of least degree that has the given zeros. So when you're doing this, if you are just given the zeros and you're not given a specific point that it has to go through, then you can kind of pick any a value that you want. When we set these up, we set them up like this, where we have a as our leading coefficient to represent our leading coefficient, and then we have a factor for each zero. So for -1, our factor would be x plus 1. For 3, our factor would be x minus 3. And for -4, our factor would be x plus 4. Now, since we don't have any point that they can go through, we can pick any value for this a. Well, the easiest a value to work with would be 1. So we're just going to write this as x plus 1, x minus 3, and x plus 4. That's factored form. Now, if we told you to write it in standard form, you'd have to multiply this out. So let's do that. So we're going to start by multiplying these together. So x times x is x squared, x times -3 is -3x, 1 times x is 1x, and 1 times -3 is -3. Let's go ahead and combine our like terms before we do the next part. Then we're going to multiply by x plus 4. X squared times x squared times 4, -2x times x, -2x times 4, -3 times x, and -3 times 4. And then once again add up our like terms. So y equals this, and that would be our standard form. So depending on what form you're asked to put it in, that's how you would do both. Question 11 gives you 4 points. 3 of them are zeros, or x-intercepts, and then we have 1 that is our point. So this time we're not just going to be able to pick our a value, we're going to actually have to find it. So we start by setting up, just like we did on the last one, we have 3 factors, or we have 3 intercepts, so we have 3 factors. So 2 gives us a factor of x minus 2, 1 is x minus 1, and 6 is x minus 6. Then we're going to plug in this point. So for y, we're going to plug in -6, and for x, we're going to plug in -1. Go ahead and simplify each set of parentheses. Multiply those 3 things together on the right side. Divide both sides by -42 and simplify. So we have a equals 1/7. So we'll plug that in. So we have y equals 1/7 times x minus 2 times x minus 1 times x minus 6. We're just going to leave it like that on this one. Unless you're told to put it in standard form, we'll just leave it in intercept form or factored form. Same thing on question 12. It's very similar to question 11. Identify your x-intercepts. We have these 3 numbers are our x-intercepts. And then this is our point. So we're going to do the same thing. Y equals a. We have 3 factors. -1 gives us a factor of x plus 1. 3 gives us a factor of x minus 3, and -2 gives us a factor of x plus 2. Then we're going to plug in the point 0, -4. So -4 goes in for y, and 0 goes in for x. Simplify each set of parentheses. Multiply those 3 sets of parentheses on the right side. And simplify. So a equals 2/3. And then lastly, we're just going to plug that in. So we have y equals 2/3, and then our 3 factors. And then we're just going to leave it like this, unless told to put it in factored or intercept form, and in that case we would multiply it all out. And that's all we're doing. So we set up our factors, we plug in our point to find our A, and then once we find our A, we just plug that A back in, and that's all we're doing. Thank you.